Church started out as a mission church many years ago, and we have my husband Sean was actually grew up in the church, and now finds himself as the pastor, and was called to be the pastor full time about a year ago. We recently moved into a new property, and so we've been very busy actually for the past 2 years, and just kind of relocating and getting situated, and have found a community that we just feel called to be at, and we just are trying to become a help in the community, and offer hope in the community among the people there. And we are very excited to have the youth come. I think this is the first time in a long time that we've had a youth group come to serve as a mission team, and we're very excited that these ones are here this week, and we hope that they can reach out to the community here and the children and the families that attend this week. And I think they will find as well that they will get a blessing out of it too. And it's something that you can't explain to them. They have to live it. They have to be the servants and be the teachers and the leaders before they can fully understand the blessings that they can get from serving the Lord in that way. But I was raised in Arizona, in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm actually the 10th of 12 children in my family, so I had a big family. And I was raised in a different denomination, and I appreciate my parents always taking me to church and providing that the kind of example to me, to just showing me how important their faith was. And when I got to be a little older, I started asking questions about why I did some of the things that I did in the church, just as part of tradition. I didn't feel like my heart was in it, but that I was kind of seeking for biblical substance to what I was practicing, and I was very confused because my whole family had been involved in the church for a long time, and when I was about a junior, it kind of caught up to me, and I was just crying out to God. I told God I believed in Him, I loved Him, I knew Jesus was His Son, but I felt like something was missing, and I didn't know what that was, and I didn't feel like I had anyone to turn to, because I felt so like I was surrounded by people who wouldn't understand me, and I was afraid to talk to my family about it. I thought I was just different. But I asked God at that time to send someone into my life that could help me to understand what it was that I felt like I was missing. And shortly after that, I prayed a prayer, and after praying that prayer to God, telling Him I loved Him and I knew who He was, and asking Him to send someone, I felt a real peace and just a quietness in my soul that I just hadn't felt in a long time. And even though I didn't have all my answers, I still felt comforted. I continued to honor my parents and continue in the attending the church. But shortly after that, I did start to be involved with Sean, we had gone to the same high school since freshman year, but had not hung out or anything. But for some reason at that time, God put him in my life, and we continued to, we started to date, and he started asking me about what I believed. And I tried to explain, and I asked him my questions that had kept bothering me and that I was trying to find out answers for. And he was giving me explanations that I needed to hear, not just from his head, but from the Bible and what he had been taught in the Bible as to be God's truth. And I realized after a time that that was what I was missing, was that personal relationship with Jesus, and that I'd never turned my life over to him in that way. And I made a profession of faith after realizing that, and eventually we ended up getting married. And although when we got married, we had no thought of him becoming in the ministry field. At the time, he went to school and got his engineering degree, and we just kind of thought that was how God was going to use us. But God had continued to work on his life, and brought him to the point where he is now. And now I find myself as a pastor's wife, which I had never thought of when I was a little girl. But throughout my journey in finding that personal relationship with Jesus that I had been searching for, and the way God works is just amazing, and the way he has brought me to this point. And I'm obviously still learning, still growing, but I never would have thought I would go on a mission trip as the leader of a group of teens, and yet here we are. And I'm just excited for what God has in the future for my family and for these youth and their families who are here, and excited to be used by God, and to be ready to serve him in all things and in all ways. So that's just a little about me. I'd like you to hear one of the youth, Brittany Begay, let her share a little bit about herself.